What's up, people? So I am standing at the front door of the middle school that I went to. I'll go ahead and show you. That's old cafeteria. That's a stage up there. Spent 3 years at this good old middle school. Fun times. Um, I want to make a sincere effort to explain a concept because I know it is so relevant to so many people's lives. I usually don't do this. I usually make these long-winded videos, and I know people barely even got time to even pay attention to anything. But this is so relevant to so many people, and it's like super relevant. So I'm just gonna try, okay? And I want to explain it from this setting because it's relevant. Because at this middle school, I got bullied for the first time in my life, and it's a pattern that continued in my life until I did something to fix it. Kinda, and even so, I realized a fundamental problem in society that really, you know, makes it hard for kind of good-hearted, sensitive people to like manage. Okay, and you might kind of be able to figure it out on your own, but I'm gonna really dig into the details. So this middle school, I went to for 3 years. My elementary school split off into two different middle schools, and this was one of them. Okay, so we had half of my elementary, and then two other elementary schools merged into this one. So it was like two full elementaries plus half of mine. And so I guess I was kind of outnumbered. I just had like half of my elementary here, and then two other full, elementary schools. And I remember specifically in PE, there was this dude. He was like Mr. Johnny Football, okay? And like he had a reputation. He was just like he was known as like the Pee Wee football guy, and like he could like bench the most. He was like this jock. I never even encountered something like him. I was like, okay, whatever. Um, but me personally, like I like sports. I'm a pretty competitive dude. I always was. I always, just like sports. And so we were playing pickup football, and here goes this guy, Mr. Johnny Football, and the coach. I don't even know how to play football, but the coach is just like, all right, pick up a guy. I'm like, okay, I guess I just don't let him catch the ball. So I cover this guy, right? And I don't let him catch it. It kind of makes him look bad. And I remember he did something where, like, I was covering him, and he knew he couldn't caught it, so he was watching the football come. He like positioned me so I got hit in the back of the head, and like everybody's like, and it was pretty funny. I'm not gonna lie, but after that, he just all he could really do was like just make fun of me. I guess because I was threatening his reputation and whatnot. Like he was Mr. Johnny Football. Here I am, just some random kid, who doesn't even know how to play the game, but I'll still, give him a run for his money. So he would make fun of me. He was just like this jock, and he had all these friends from his other school, and they would like join in. It's just like, oh my god, I was outnumbered. I couldn't even like, holy crap. Back then, a lot of people who I didn't even know, people from his other school, they were like, oh man, don't let him talk like that. Like, go fight him, do this. I'm like, nah, because honestly, I was raised to be more or less, the bigger man, is what they say. Find a different way. Violence is not the answer. And so I'm like, nah, I ain't worried about it. Like, honestly, when I was young, I'd always break up fights with my friends. Like, they'd be tripping. I'm like, I go, like, talk to both of them. I'd be like, bro, he's just tripping because this and that. I'll be like this mediator and, like, this peacekeeper, this peacemaker, right? And so I didn't want to fight this dude. First of all, he's bigger than me. I'm like, nah, I ain't even trying to do all that. And second, I was like, nah, I ain't even worried about it like that. But it really did suck because he would be picking on me. He'd be talking, like, in front of everybody. I'd be like, bro, like, you're killing me. Like, yeah, everybody's seeing that stuff. I kind of, I don't know. Like, I think a lot of people understood that I was like, screw this guy. And, like, they could see me for who I was. And naturally, if those people who, like, would go along with that, it naturally, like, kind of filter them out from possibilities of being my friend. So really, my friend group kind of got filtered into, like, more or less, like, a group of real people, that could see through all that crap. Like, screw this guy, I was like, yeah, we got it, But anybody else who might have, seen me get bullied and be like, oh, like, gone along with it or not want to hang out with me because this or that, they kind of filter themselves out from being my friend. So I feel like maybe that was a good thing, to some degree, because a lot of my good friends I'm still good friends with. And, either way, it was kind of hard. I was bullied, and I felt like it, to some degree, made me like kind of like a black sheep to some degree. Like, a lot of people, they're like, oh, I don't even want to hang out with him because he gets bullied. And if I hang out with him, I'll be associated with that. I'll be like be a loser, And like I said, it depends on who it was, and it was really like, because I have this person, I'm kind of charismatic and stuff, and like I was like a class clown. I'd be busting off jokes and stuff, and like if I was in the same class with these kids, and these kids couldn't even keep up with my wit. Same kids was making fun of me, and so it was kind of weird because a lot of people, it's just like it was understood, but it was like at the same time I just let these dudes talk, and it was just kind of like this awkward in between position because I was very charismatic and whatever, but it still sucked because dudes were talking mess, and I'm like, how to deal with that. And a lot of people would, kind of see me as like this black sheep a little bit, like, ooh, like, don't even associate with me, because they thought it was a bad thing. So that sucked, okay. I know a lot of other people go through similar stuff, okay. So now let's consider this position, Okay, so like I said, I was kind of charismatic. A lot of people might not be charismatic. I was good at sports too. That's another thing. And but I'm a very sensitive guy, right? A lot of other kids, they're very super like emotional. Emo, that's a term we used back in the day. I still use it. But no, a lot of these little kids, they're very emotional, very sensitive, and they don't have that same wit. They're not good at sports. They're just like, they get picked on. It's just like, oh, they crumble. And it's devastating to them because, maybe they don't even have that same, like, lifeline to some degree. And maybe they're just like, nobody wants to hang out. They're just blacklisted. Just nobody wants to even associate with them. That can be devastating. And so naturally, it is an important thing to it's like social survival. You have to kind of, stand up for yourself. It's kind of like, people talk about going to jail. It's like, dude, if somebody like tries to like punk you for your cornbread, you better stand up for yourself. You don't stand up for yourself, it's gonna get real. And you better stand up. That's your test right there. If you don't, you're about to be, doing not fun stuff. With that being said, it's very similar. It's like social survival. It's like if you don't stand up for yourself, you are going to get ran over. And I learned that. And as much as I said in middle school, like I got picked on, I just let this slide. Like I said, I had a good personality. I was good at sports and stuff. Like I would here or there, make up for it. I wouldn't like physically fight you, but I show you, look, it's like I'd outcompete you here or there, playing a game or with wit or with, intelligence or something like that. I put them on their ass in one way or another. But, like I was raised, I was, don't be violent, this and that. But at the end of the day, this is like an important thing, what I'm trying to talk about. Is like there's social survival, that's one thing, but also just like in general, there's like a natural principle of if you don't stand up for yourself, then you're an easy target. If you're an easy target with, very little consequence, to people picking on you or, anything, then people will pick on you. It's like pros versus cons. The pros outweigh the cons so much that they'll just keep coming to you. It's like, hey, look, they're defenseless. I can pick on them all day, and it's, for whatever reason, it's good for them. Oh, look, I pick on them now. Everybody's laughing because I'm the cool guy, whatever it is, whatever the pros are, people will do it. If there's like no cons, they'll continue to do it over and over and over and over until it's just like so unbearing. You're just like, dude, and you like have to stand up for yourself. It's like a mandatory thing. It's not even like you can just live with it. It's like, no, dude, like these people will continue, like they'll get worse and worse and worse. It's like they'll test you and they'll see, look, no consequence. They'll go a little farther next time, and then next time even further and further until it's just like, oh my God. And then that's when these kids finally realize, look, you've been told, don't be this better way than violence. Don't, be the bigger man. Just don't worry about them, this and that. Sticks and stones can break my bones, but words can never hurt me, this and that. And they'll keep going. And that's when they realize that's all a bunch of bullshit. Because you're devastated already. You can't even barely look up. Because you look around, everybody's laughing at you. You're already like blacklisted. Nobody wants to talk to you. Nobody wants to. They're just like, dude, like, you're screwed. And it's like these people will continue. They'll keep like just putting it on. And that's when you get and the kids finally realize, dude, it's never going to end. It's going to keep getting worse and worse and worse. And they say, what's the way out? And they say, okay, If I fight the dude, I'm in trouble. Obviously, the adults ain't doing nothing. They're probably seeing it all day and ain't doing nothing. Okay, if I don't fight him, it's gonna get worse and worse. So the dude says, dude, I'm stuck. I'm in a rut. And that's when they're in this crazy, frustrated situation where they do something crazy. And that's when you get Mr. School Shooter. You know what I'm saying? And that's just one example of the same exact principle that I'm talking about. Okay. Now you can see how that's relevant, obviously. I'm at the middle school, talking about middle school. You've seen plenty of school shootings and stuff. Okay. This same concept is relevant in society as a whole, okay? And I'm going to explain this and just follow me because it's super important, okay? I have an older brother. He used to just fucking pick on me all the time, just be this annoying older brother. And like I said, I had this personality, oh yeah, there's better ways than, violence and this and that. But dude, he would get drunk and not relent, just be annoying. He did this for years. And finally, he got in my face, was acting crazy. I was like, dude, he's never gonna quit. Exactly like I'm talking about. I said, he's never gonna quit. He's never gonna quit. I said, I have to teach this dude that this shit is not gonna slide. That's the only thing I could do at that point. I said, this is it. He's not gonna quit. And this was the perfect time to teach him a lesson. Look, you just did something stupid. This is gonna be the consequence. He'll associate it in his brain, just like a dog. You train the dog, bad dog. Don't do that. Right after he does what he did that was wrong, and I'm like, look, he just did what he did. If I, teach him right now, he'll learn. It'll be associated in his brain, okay? So I said, all right, he's in my face acting crazy. He's drunk. And I'm not a wussy, just because I'm letting somebody pick on me, be annoying, it doesn't mean I'm a wussy. That means I was taught, oh yeah, be the bigger man, don't do this, don't do that, okay? So I just had enough. And I said, dude, I can't deal with this anymore. I said, this dude, he's going to keep going and get worse and worse and worse. And this is when I learned this lesson personally. I said, dude, he's just going to keep going. I said, I have to teach him. It's the only way. And so I said, okay, it's time. And he was drunk. He was in my face. He was all threatening me basically. I was like, dude, no more. And I just said, I just clocked him in the side of the face. And I ended up breaking something in his face. And long story, but I almost got in trouble because he called the cops because he didn't touch me or this and that. And he told me to leave. And I was like, okay, I'll leave because I knew I messed him up pretty bad. He just wanted space and said, all right, I'll leave. I left. And later on, I found out he called the cops on me. I'm like, dang, dude, are you kidding me? Because we had kind of this gentleman's agreement. We don't call cops on family, each other like that, I don't know. But that's when I realized, he was picking on me for years. And finally I stood up for myself because I realized, dude, he's not going to quit. He's going to get worse and worse and worse. It was getting worse, worse and worse. And because I would never give a consequence. He would just keep doing it. I was easy money for him. He would, it's just like being in jail. Look, this guy, he ain't going to do nothing. You still his cornbread. The pros outweigh the cons so hard. It's the same thing in nature. Like a lion that's hunting, they'll go after an antelope or something because it has no claws. The lion's not going to go after a crocodile, usually, because they knows the crocodile has teeth and it's dangerous. You know what I mean? It's a law of nature that, if you're an easy target, you're gonna have a bad time. On the other hand, if you're a lion, ain't nobody really messing with the lion because everybody knows, yeah, if you mess with the lion, you're gonna have a bad time. And so yeah, my older brother just keep messing with me, I was taught, be this cool, be the bigger man, don't be violent, and so I tried, and for so long he would just keep doing stupid stuff, and I'm like, dude, and I've gotten in fights with him before, and I've got him in headlocks, I busted his eye open before, and that's when he started them with me, he physically started it, and I was like, dude, and so he knew it's not like I'm not a weakling, you know what I mean? I'm very capable. I'm very, very capable. I just was taught to be a bigger man. I thought that was a legit way to go about life. I thought, okay, that's a smart thing to do. It sounds right. It sounds good, It's not. The way to do it is exactly like I'm talking about. You need to be a lion, and you need to show your teeth, show your claws. In nature, if somebody messes with a lion, he's gonna swipe them with them big old claws, and they're gonna learn the lesson real quick. You don't mess with lion. And he's gonna have a good time because ain't nobody gonna mess with him. He's gonna have a great time. He's gonna be respected. Nobody's gonna mess with him. It's that simple. So I had a friend who told me a similar story. Um, when he was young, he got bullied, and he just said he just swung at this dude, and the dude almost got hit. He backed up, but he almost got hit. As soon as he did that, dude never messed with him again. It's that simple, really. If you're an easy target, you are an easy target. Little consequence, a lot of pros, people will take advantage of you all day. So how this is relevant to the adult life, like I said, brother was bullying me over and over and over, and I was just like, dude, can't deal with it no more. So I finally punched him. It was the first time I ever punched him as opposed to him starting with me first. And so, there I am thinking I'm gonna get in trouble with it because he called the cops and this and that. I'm like, fuck, dude, like this sucked. And that's when I realized the penal code, the rules and everything, they're set up where it makes you scared to stand up for yourself. Just like when I was in this middle school, they said, no, you fight, you get in trouble. Even if somebody else started a fight with you and you fought back, you're in trouble. I'm like, that's stupid, first of all. Second of all, in the adult world, we have a penal code where people can basically be a bully. They can talk all day. They can do all types of stuff except for threaten you or steal something from you. And if you do something bad to them for anything but threatening you or stealing from you, whatever, then you're in trouble. They say that you're the bad guy, you're the aggressor. It's like this dude can just make fun of you, be annoying in 1,000 different ways. Like just be the most absurd, annoying, insane person ever. You can do all types of stuff. It's like by God, it's clearly wrong, but by the penal code, it's legal. People get away with stuff all the time. And then if you dare, finally just have enough, say I had enough and just like do something about it, then you're in trouble because you broke the penal code. So here's what I'm trying to say. With all that, it's a natural thing that you have to stand up for yourself or you're going to have a bad day, okay? On the other hand, this artificial system of rules and law make it almost impossible for you to stand up for yourself. Like I said, when I came to this middle school, I had these dudes talking all this mess. I don't even know how to do that. I don't know how to talk mess back. Oh, you're a big dummy head. I'm not even good at that because personally, I don't even like to hurt people's feelings. If anything, all I wanted was these kids to quit bugging me, that's it. I don't want to even be their friends. I want nothing to do with them, really. I just want you to shut up, And so naturally, I'm just like, okay, what's going to get him to shut up? Okay, I'm not going to go back and forth with him all day. I could go forever. He'll probably win that one. So really, the only, logically, like I said, I did a lot of things. I'd be witty in class and, whatever. So people kind of got it, but, just in a natural setting. Like a lion. You got the hyena messing with the lion. What does the lion do? He says, dude, he probably is just trying to chill. He don't want nothing. He's not a violent lion. He just wants to chill. But the hyena keeps messing with him. He says, dude, I had enough of this. So he finally gets up and just pounds him. You know what I mean? And it teaches him a lesson. The hyena, hopefully he'll learn. If the hyena is a retard, the hyena might come back and whatever, and then the lion eventually have to kill his ass. That could happen. But either way, it's the natural thing to do, It is natural for people to respect each other and treat each other with respect. I mean, it's natural. Look, okay, so if you're out in nature and you see a lion, chilling, he's having a nap. Are you going to walk up to that lion? I don't think that's a good idea. Why is that not a good idea? Because it's a lion. You know that the lion can get up and devour you, right? So you're not going to do that, first of all. If you did, and people saw that lion get up and devour you, everybody would be like, oh, that dude's a moron. You should know better than that. Okay. Should it be any different with humans? If I'm chilling and you come up and be an annoying, crazy person, if I get up and devour you, shouldn't you be like, oh, yeah, that dude's a dummy for doing that? People should be like that. It should be no different than humans. People are more aggressive than lions. People are more dangerous, lethal. But also they deserve more respect as fellow humans. You know what I'm saying? This is so fundamental. My battery's about to die, so I got to cut this short. But hopefully I did a good job of explaining it. We have an artificial system that basically hinders natural order. The natural order which says, here's a consequence for acting like a douchebag. And what do you get instead? You get all these sensitive people unable to stand up for themselves, and you get all these douchebags, running on top of them. And the same thing, there's a lot of stuff that's legal that by God is wrong. You know what I mean? and it allows certain people to like come up in the world. And this is like if you want to take it biologically, it's like an environment, and it's like a natural selective pressure, and it's like certain people can thrive in this situation, this artificial situation, while real people with natural, sensibilities, they have a hard time. The natural thing is, I want to hurt you because you're being annoying. You are annoying me. I want to slap you, get you out of my face. You have a hard time. On the other hand, little weasels who talk mess and do all types of stuff, they're like, hey, look, I can do everything I want, and it's working for me. And so the artificial situation makes it hard for natural good people, and it makes it easy for what I call weasels. And you can see that with so many things. Artificial situations make it hard for good people, makes it easy for crackheads. I don't know why I call them crackheads, weasels, whatever. Okay, so hopefully that's a good explanation. Thank you guys for listening. I'm going to get out of here. My phone's about to die. Love you guys. Peace.